Hey, I'm Dan.
Hey, I'm Stefan.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Amalia.
And
you're watching Queens TV.
On Tuesday, November 13th, 2007, Principal Karen Hitchcock held a town hall meeting to hear the thoughts of the Queens community with regards to the proposed recommendations of the Athletics Review created by Bob Crawford and Janice Deacon. Students in the Queens community raised a number of valid points in favor of the Athletics Review. However, they raised a number of good points that criticized the Athletics Review.
It doesn't seem that any actual information was collected for the report. It seems more a mandate that was filled out. I know for one of the teams I'm on, the coach wasn't contacted, the captain wasn't contacted. In fact, nobody was contacted. In fact, no information at all was collected from us about our sport or how well we've done.
Our athletic fees, or all the fees for the teams, they go to things like food money and really expensive hotels. I don't understand why people have to stay in the Courtyard Marriott so that they can get up and play a game the next day and represent Queens. Our team stayed at the Howard Johnson for a weekend. That's not bad. There's nothing wrong with the Hampton Inn. Like, you don't have to be at the Delta every weekend. We could cut a lot of money every weekend for every team by doing this.
If you want to talk to any of our rookies who sleep on air mattresses, how it feels like to wake up and play a 2-hour game, they'll tell you it's no fun. Also, we get about $15 a day on the road. One of my teammates for the last couple of years, Glenn Smith, played on University of Calgary, said that program got $50 a day on the road. You say that it's easy to get groceries and bring your food from home. You should try being 6'6", 220 and trying to feed yourself with sandwiches and peanut butter and bagels like some of my teammates try to do to save money.
So by giving these teams more money, we're not only giving them better equipment, but we're giving them money for food and for beer.
Far greater tragedy to have a student come to the university already proficient at a sport and not be able to play it at all. And you're going to lose far more students than you're ever going to recruit by limiting the opportunities of the many to kind of promote the opportunities of the few.
The tension between small sports, the fear out there, expressed, I think, articulately and beautifully, versus the necessity of being able to do what some sports see as necessary to have to do, and that is to compete. They're going to have every bit of help from the administration, from the admissions office, and from the university itself.
Although the review does favor 10 to 16 teams at Queen's University, it fails to offer an equal opportunity to all students.
And I noticed that the results of that are in your top 11 teams. There are many teams represented that were not funded before the Milliken report was implemented. I hope that this diversification will continue and that we will be recognized for the broad breadth of our sports and recreation programs, and not just for trying to get national prestige by winning Vanier Cup and other major intercollegiate awards.
It was interesting to hear from students who are not athletes at Queen's University.
I feel that this school is primarily an academic institution. So students come here and they have the time that they need for their courses to do well in school, and then they have their other time. And some choose to do athletics, some choose to do varsity athletics, some choose recreational athletics, some choose to volunteer or do music ensembles. And I think we're losing sight of what's happening when you let somebody else into a course early. That means somebody else is being bumped from the course. I mean, I certainly don't ever want to be bumped from a course, be punished academically. That's what I see it as being, because of what I choose to do with my spare time. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's other ways of representing the school besides varsity athletics. I mean, as I mentioned, music, volunteering, etc. And I think it's inexcusable to punish students based on what they choose to do in their spare time.
And one thing that frankly disturbed me about the review was its suggestion that student athletes would obtain some kind of advantage over other students with regards to course registration.
By allocating funds to a smaller number of teams, we're allowing these athletes to gain a competitive edge against other universities.
I believe that what's at the heart of the issue is Queens deciding what they want to be.
And if we want to be that, if we want to be broad-based with narrow-based funding, then we need to be honest. So I won't go to that house and try to sell that volleyball player. I'll wait and see who wants to come here because it's a great school and a great time with an okay volleyball team. But I don't think I'll keep coaching here because I couldn't work night after night and travel every weekend to be mediocre.
And I asked at Senate a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to ask again, if someone could please show me a correlation between an increased athletic fee and an increased level of performance and success.
It looks as though Bob Crawford and Janice Deacon have a lot of work to do before implementing the proposed recommendations.
Look at my notes very carefully, and we'll move forward together on this, because what we do want is every Queen's student to maximize their potential while they're here in whatever choices they make. And I commit to you that that will be what will drive me as I look at this input. Thank you very, very much.